Hey everybody, this is David with the Arbitrage Experience at David AMZ Hustle across almost all social media platforms. And before I get into the video, if you could like this video and subscribe to my channel, it would really help me out a lot. But what I wanted to do today is talk about what Amazon FBA is and kind of give like a 30,000 foot view, just a 101 quick overview of what it is, because I've had a lot of people reach out to me, newer people, and say, hey, I'm interested in Amazon. How do I get started in Amazon? So, and a lot of friends too, personal friends that have reached out to me, and I really can't give a good informative response. It's hard for me to respond to 15 to 20 people every few days. So I figured if I made a video and I could just point you there and like kind of explain what it is and how you can get started, it would be a lot more helpful than me giving like 2 to 3 answer sentences. So Amazon FBA, it stands for Fulfilled by Amazon. When you buy things online from Amazon, a lot of times it comes from third-party sellers like myself. In the buy box, when you click add to cart, if there's an add to cart button there, it'll say sold by and then shipped and then fulfilled by Amazon. Sold by, it could say sold by Amazon sometimes, but a lot of times it's going to say sold by and have some business name there. That means you're buying it from a third-party seller like myself. There's 4 ways to make money from Amazon FBA. There's retail arbitrage, there's online arbitrage, there's wholesale, and there's private label. Some people do drop shipping, and I'm not going to cover drop shipping because like you shouldn't do that. Like, don't do drop shipping on Amazon. There is a way to do it, but as someone that's new, like, you don't need to worry about it right now. So retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, and wholesale are what I do. More so online arbitrage than anything else. But retail arbitrage is where you physically go into stores. Like, you walk into Walmart and you buy stuff off the shelf and you bring it back home and you send it in Amazon. That's called retail arbitrage. Online arbitrage is where you sit at home on your computer and buy something from Walmart.com, have it shipped to your door or shipped to a prep center, and it gets sent into Amazon. That's online arbitrage. And wholesale, there's a few more hoops that you have to jump through with wholesale and opening accounts, and not every wholesaler wants to work with Amazon sellers. So, but there's plenty of distributors and suppliers. You just have to search for them and then reach out to them, say, hey, I want to open an account with you. Can you send me a catalog? And just go through their catalog, try to find profitable inventory. And usually stuff like that is sent in on pallets and whatnot. Private label is going to be where you buy, where you create your own product and you create your own brand. Usually people get it created in China. You could get it created in Vietnam. You could get it created in India, South America, Mexico, United States. But you create your own product, you create your own brand, you have your own listings. Nobody else can sell on these listings. So the listings that I'm selling on, people already know, they're already created. They're products that people are already looking for, like Oral-B. Some of the other brands that I have just in my site right now are Crest, Dial, Visine, Tums, Dixie, Metamucil, Sweet Tart stuff, Lifesaver things. So things like that, I'm already selling on listings that people are already searching for. So I'm not creating the listings. I just find the listings. And if I can find it, cheaper at a retail store, then I buy it at the retail store, send it in, and if it's makes sense and it's profitable, then like I'm gonna make profit from it. So just to recap, I buy stuff from the stores, either in store or online. Just to give an example of a few of the places that I source, it's Walmart, Target, Best Buy, Bath and Body Works. Sometimes I even buy from Amazon themselves. I buy it from Amazon and I send it back to Amazon on, usually it's a different listing. I sell 2-packs, 3-packs, single listings, Bargain Hunt, Ollie's. I source at all of those places. I get it to my house and I send it into Amazon. So when you send things into Amazon, there's 2 ways that you can send it in. I use a software called Inventory Lab. Inventory Lab is not only a shipping software, but it's a whole accounting software suite that allows me to see every individual product that I sell, how much I make per product, how much profit I make per category, how much profit I make per supplier, all of that stuff. I use Inventory Lab to create a shipment and send in my inventory to Amazon. You could use Send to Amazon. There's a feature that you can send to Amazon within Seller Central once you create an account. And I'm not going to talk about creating an account today. It's pretty simple. You just sign up, have to verify yourself, all that stuff. But there's and then once you get verified, and Amazon can say, hey, you're a human being. We can see that your ID and your bank statements, and if they have you send in an electric bill or phone bill, all that matches up. We give you an account. Then you have access to what's called Seller Central. And when you're in Seller Central and you need to send in inventory, there's a send to Amazon feature. Your first shipment that you send in, you're probably not going to have a thermal printer like a lot of us have, where it's just so what I use right now is a Rolo, and and I use these labels right here. When you're brand new, and I can leave a link to that in the description. When you're brand new, you're probably just going to have a regular inkjet printer. So you have to have a computer, you have to have a printer to do any of this Amazon stuff. And this is called 30 up labels. So they are 1 inch by 2 5/8 inch. And you can just buy a bunch of these sheets, and when you go to send stuff into Amazon, Amazon will give you a PDF of all your FN SKU labels. So you can set that in your printer, and it prints off, and you just attach it to the item. So just to give you an example of this Oral-B, so this is just one item. So I would print off an FN SKU label for this, and I kind of probably need to talk about what an FN SKU label is. Every product that you send in has its own unique barcode to it that's assigned to your account. So there might be thousands of people selling Oral-B toothbrushes, but when I say, hey Amazon, I have 20 Oral-B toothbrushes that I want to send in, Amazon will assign its own FN SKU barcode to it, so when it scans it, it knows it's my account that this toothbrush is tied to. And there's probably hundreds of thousands of toothbrushes, but that they know that by that FN SKU label, it's tied to me. So I tell Amazon, hey, I got 20 of these I want to send in. You can use the 30 up labels. If you have a thermal printer, that's cool too. And just attach the FN SKU to all of this. If you do have like a bundles, I'm going to give you an example of a bundle. This is some native cucumber and mint. These are returns too, by the way. So I tell Amazon, hey, I have this bundle that I'm going to send in. And like I said, these are listings that are already created. I put the FN SKU label, have a poly bag, FN SKU label, do not separate sticker on there. When you're brand new, I would there's a pack of poly bags that you can get that's like 6x9, 8x10, 9x12, and 14x20, 11x14. They give you like 100 each, I think, and it's only like 20 or 25 bucks. I would get that starting out, so you have some poly bags to put some stuff in if you have bundles. So that's basically it on once you have the inventory. Now, it's a larger scale than that, because usually I'm sending in like 500-600 units at a time. So, but basically I just communicate to Amazon, hey, there's a listing. And when you do first start selling on Amazon, you're going to be restricted in a lot of categories. You're going to be restricted in a lot of brands. You have to get ungated in that. So I can go over that in another video, but just know that when you first sign up and you get the Amazon Seller Central app and you start scanning items or whatever it is, you'll be restricted in a lot of things. So, but it's not hard to get ungated. It does cost a little bit of money sometimes, but you can get ungated. So you get the stuff to your house, send it in Amazon, communicate all that. When you put it in the boxes, they can't be more than 45 pounds. So a lot of times that's where you see a lot of these boxes and shipments. People have like you can't put more than 45 pounds in a box, can't be longer than 25 inches. And you tell Amazon, hey, I have 500 units. They're separated into all of these different boxes. And Amazon will send you tell them that, and they'll print off like 2 4x6 barcodes. They'll let you print off 2 4x6 barcodes. One is going to be like a UPS thing. And when you go through your first shipment, you'll see all this. I'm not going to get into detail of it, but it'll be a UPS label, and then it'll be a FBA label. So when it gets to the Amazon warehouse that they tell you to send it to, they decide where you're going to send it to too. You don't get to decide. Like where I'm at here, and I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. I send all of my items to a prep center in North Carolina, I think it is. I forget where I send it to. I used to send it to Memphis, but not anymore. Amazon receives all that inventory once it gets there, and they send it out to all different kinds of warehouses all over the United States. And once it's eligible, and a lot of times you'll have stuff at what's called an FC transfer. That means it's being transferred from one warehouse to another. But once it becomes eligible to sell it, it'll become available. You'll see it available in Seller Central. And then if you're priced competitively with other sellers, it'll sell. Once it sells, it will be sent to the customer. When you get paid, so let's say that this Oral-B toothbrush sells today. and Amazon ships it out tomorrow. Amazon will put the money, my buy cost, and then any profit that I have, hopefully I have profit, they'll put it in what's called a reserve account. So when you are paid, you don't get your money right away. Usually it's like a 2 or 3 week delay before you're able to get your money. It's called an Amazon reserve account. And so you can see the problem with cash flow. So you want to send in a shipment this week, but you're not going to get the money back from it for like 2 to 3, 4 weeks down the road. And you're wanting to send in a shipment every week. So a lot of times you'll see somebody say that I'm, inventory rich, but cash poor. Like we've spent all our money, even though it says we made $10,000 or we made $5,000 or we made $2,500 for the month. All that money is going to go back into inventory. We do take a little bit of it for ourselves, obviously, but a lot of that's going to be sent back into inventory. So and the way that I like to look at it, like it's almost, if you've heard of Dave Ramsey and his debt snowball, where like you have a bunch of debt and you like little by little, it doesn't feel like you're knocking down the debt much, but you are knocking down the debt and it goes into a snowball, and before you know it, you don't have any debt at all. Selling on Amazon is the opposite of that. It's called the income snowball. So you're selling and you're selling, and it doesn't feel like you're making that much money, and you're not really making that much money, but then it snowballs into something bigger, and then before you know it, like you're able to like just take $1,000 or $2,000 out of your business, and like it doesn't really affect you much at all. But just to set expectations of that, like a lot of times you make money, but the way that the cash flow is from what you send in, like it's just slow, and then you want to send in more inventory. So pretty much all the profit that you make, you spend on more inventory, but it snowballs up. So I hope that kind of explains everything about Amazon. So sign up for an Amazon seller account, sell.amazon.com. It'll have you verify yourself, ID, bank statements, all the addresses have to match. Make sure they might ask you for a phone bill or some type of electric bill so that they know that you're tied to that address. Start out with retail arbitrage, going into stores, scanning clearance, Ollie's, bargain hunt, Walmart clearance, Target clearance, find items that you can sell. You will eventually have to get ungated, but the biggest thing when you're starting out on Amazon is getting in that first shipment, going from 0 to 1. 0 to 1 is the biggest step. You have to get in that first shipment. Don't worry about getting ungated and a bunch of stuff. Don't worry about all this other bullshit. Like you need to get that first shipment in. You need to, and there's a bunch of like, and I'm not getting into it on this video, but there's a way that you can tell if something is going to sell or if it's not going to sell. But just look up videos for Keepa. I'll be putting out more videos here soon, but you need to make sure that it's going to sell. But your biggest thing is like you need to get your first shipment in. You need to go find products that are selling and profitable, that have a sales rank like below 100,000 or 50,000. Send in that shipment and get it going, because you need to be able to get proof of concept, because it's hard to wrap your head around like this shit is even going to work, because I didn't believe it at first either. I just knew that I had to get in the first shipment and I had to see that. So your biggest thing is like start doing retail arbitrage, figure out how to get your, get through a shipment. I'll have more YouTube videos here soon if they're not already up when you see this. Make it through that first shipment, get that shipment sent in and get proof of concept, and you'll go through that whole process, and then you get addicted to it, and then all of a sudden you're at $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month. But that's it. That's everything. Amazon FBA, that's what I do. That's kind of the overview of it. Any questions that you have, if you know me on social media, just reach out to me on social media, comment below, and yeah, I'll see you on the next video.